Welcome. In the previous class, we had already focused on pollution, the various types of pollution, water pollution being one of the major pollutions. Now, once we talk about water pollution, treating the water is again a very important process that we must understand. So in this session, our sole focus would be to understand water treatment processes and how do they work. So first of all, there is a multiple barrier principle that says that when we need to actually purify water, there are sequence of steps that are required before the final water comes out, and that is the one which is a potable water fit for human consumption. So the first important thing is the first line of defense, which is protecting the sources. These sources are rivers, lakes, groundwater, and protecting them from any kind of contamination is the first thing. The second important thing is, once the water comes in, the treatment processes that are involved. Now, these treatments start with coagulation, flocculation, sedimentation, and finally filtration. We'll come on to the graphics next. And this talks about how the specific contaminants are removed at different stage, and finally the water is disinfected. This disinfection could be done by UV rays, it could be done by chlorine, we'll come to that in a while, and then the final distribution of the water. So these are the final processes that we understand how the water treatment flows. So this is a graphic from CDC which gives the guidelines for the drinking water and the guidelines for the water system to be purified before it is delivered to the households. So from the water sources, there are coagulations which are added. Now these coagulants are primarily aluminium sulfate, and then you also have ferric sulfate. Now these sulfates actually help in the process of coagulation. Coagulation is the first step through which the dirt actually binds together, and once these bind together, they form salts. So when aluminium sulfate and ferric sulfate are added, they form salts which they bind with the dirt and form salts, and this salt is later on going through the process of flocculation where flocks are formed. Now these flocks are actually the water. What happens is the larger heavier particles are separated, and this comes without any additional effort once the coagulants are added. So coagulants help to remove any kind of impurities, bacteria, virus, and then one of the major limitation of this process of flocculation and the coagulation and flocculation is that through the coagulation, when we are doing, it would require a throughout mixing, then a proper monitoring, and the costs are definitely important matter in this field. The next is the process of sedimentation. So the heavier particles are allowed to settle due to gravity on the tank surface. Usually the length to the width ratio is 2:1 or 5:1, and this actually helps to settle down the impurities. Also, it is important to note that the input end and the output end should be on the opposite side for sedimentation. So the input of the water and the output of the water should be on the separate side. Finally, what happens is the process of filtration that takes place, and under the filtration, any kind of turbidity or algae is removed. Now this filtration occurs through various ways. It could be screens, it could be sand filters, it could be gravity filters. We would talk about the type of filters in a while, but they are again rapid filters, slow filters, and they actually physically separated. And finally there is the process of disinfection, which is either through chlorine or ultraviolet rays, which we would understand in a detail in a while. So filtration, as we saw, could be through screens. Now screens are simple ways or barriers through which larger particles are separated. These could be weeds, these could be plastic cans, bottles, or any other big load which could be separated simply from that screen. Now after the screens, there could be filtration in various ways. One is the gravity filter. This can be either slow filter or rapid filter, and then pressure filters, which could be horizontal or vertical in nature. Now gravity filter, what happens is the turbidity or the algae are removed through the graded gravels which are put, and when there is the raw water which passes through the finer gravels, it accumulates onto the bottom, and then this bottom dirt is being removed separately. So these are of two types, slow sand filter and rapid gravity filter. Under the slow sand filter, what happens is there is a biological layer which is known as zymestic. Now this zymestic develops and helps in purification. So when the raw water enters in, the fine sand and the gravels are separated, and through this the clear water moves out to the distribution center, and the remaining heavy material and the gravels actually go through the waste. The filtration rate is relatively slow, and therefore it's the name, the slow sand filter. However, there is another version of slow sand filter which has been widely used in the countries like Scotland, and this is known as the inverseness filter. Now this works exactly the inverse. What happens is it uses the same grade of sand but operates at the same flow rate as the traditional slow filters, but what would happen, rather than water going downwards, the water would go upwards in this case, and the clear water would be collected from the upper side. The next is the rapid gravity filter. Now rapid gravity filter, as you can see, is the inlet pipe and here is the outlet, right? So here the water goes out and here the water comes in. There is the unfiltered water which goes through the filter media and the gravel bed, and finally the water actually goes out. So when water is flowing downward through the sand, through the anthracite, there are the concentrating solids in the upper layers which are formed, and this helps in removal of the waste, and this is what is called as the rapid gravity filter. So these two are the examples of gravity filter. The next is the pressure filters. Pressure filters operate similar to the gravity filter, but they are enclosed in the cylindrical shape or a cylindrical structure. They have a hydraulic head and they do not require any additional pumping of the water. So these could be in the horizontal flow of water or the vertical flow of the water, as we discussed in the previous slide. And the important thing is they could be either coated with steel for bigger capacities or could have smaller glass reinforced plastics that could be used, but the basic idea is through the pressure flow the dirt is segregated at this point. The next is aeration. Now aeration is an interesting process which removes the volatile organic compounds or VOCs. Now this is done by introducing the air stripes or air